Okay, well, this is a quick video on why it is awesome if your machine can go in reverse without any needles being raised out of work. What's happened here is I was supposed to finish my row of knitting. I was going from 12 to 3 to 6 to 9 to 12, and I had a bad moment and I started doing my next step before I had finished knitting the row. So my next step on this example is to do the picot and the split ring hang, which I've done to the left all the way to 12, and then I realized I hadn't finished my row 5. I'd only done half of row 5, and what I've hung the application of things on the left is row 4. So why is it a good thing to be able to go in reverse without raising your needles? Is stuff like this. What I'm doing here is I am kind of unwinding or rewinding row 5. I'm taking row 5 off and I'm backing up a step. So being able to go in reverse on a machine like a Legare is flippin' awesome. Why is it awesome? Because I can go in reverse. So regardless of the needles being up or not, I can go in reverse, just the way it's designed. So this won't work for you unless you raise your needles, which is perfectly fine if you don't have a Legare or a machine that has that capacity. I've been told, for example, that the Erlbacher machines only allow you to go in reverse when you're doing a heel and a certain number of needles are up. Now I might be wrong, and that's perfectly fine, but that's what I understand. So let's continue here, and that way you can see what I'm doing to kind of unknit and to back up. Yes, it's tedious, but it'd be more tedious to completely rebuild what I'm doing here than to simply modify this last half row. So I'll try to zoom in. Hopefully it'll make some sense and it's not too bright. But basically, there is a YouTube video posted online on how to unknit. And what does that mean? Basically, it's an easy way to kind of just back up a stitch. So let's see if I can get it to focus on the one area I'm dealing with. I'm using a new recording app and it's a little more work to work with. So sorry for all the fidgeties. All right, anyway, so there we go. Can I go a bit closer? Yes, but it's really white. The light is maybe too bright. Me and my too many lights. All right, let's focus again. All right, we'll try that. Anyways, so what you can see here, so what my concern is whenever the needle's coming down and the latch is closed, that it doesn't push the stitch off and then I've dropped the stitch. So what I'm doing as I back up is I am transferring the active stitch off the closed latch, holding the needle and just kind of flipping it in and letting the latch open and being able to put the stitch where it'll be caught when it goes down. So that's what I'm doing on the right, because you have to pay attention to both sides. What I'm doing to the left, you'll note I've taken my yarn or my fiber off my yarn carrier, so I have full control of it. So what we're doing here is I'm unknitting, and what's been shown with the video, and it does work, is you just gently take it. You can see this is the previous stitch here. It's a little bit white. All you got to do is move it down. It puts the previous stitch on the needle and it just kind of backs up one. So that's pretty cool. Not my technique. It's been demonstrated online with YouTube. So again, I'll try that again. Sometimes when it's further down in the slot, you can't necessarily do it. So I'm going to pause on that and I'm going to reverse my yarn carrier. And now you can see here, if I continue, this will go down and drop this stitch. So what I do is I take my 2 stitch manipulator tools, one that will hold the needle so it doesn't drop into La La Land, and the other one which comes up the slot to kind of grab the stitch and just kind of sneak it in. And because there's no, oh, there it goes. Because there's no weight on the yarn, or rather the work itself, I actually have a lot more movability with the stitches. So there, I've caught it And then we're just going to continue working reverse. Let's do this a bit more to make some sense. So now you can see this is ready to transfer here. So I'm just going to take my working yarn, kind of flip it down, then it's transferred. Beautiful. Keep an eye on that because it can flip up when it wants. It does what it wants. All right, I'm going in reverse. You can see that next one's ready to be caught. My fingers, there we go. So I'll grab it. If I don't put a securing kind of attachment here, just temporarily, it will drop down and hide itself in the slot. So there we are. So maybe I'll just hold it and just kind of tug it. There we go. Perfect. And let's continue. This one here is ready to unknit. There we go. And maybe just tug it a bit so it stays there. Perfect. Again, same deal there. Perfect. Now I'm going to continue doing, this all the way to 12. Because, yeah, lesson learned, right? Pay attention. Hope I lesson learned. Anyways, so we're going to back up, and one more time on each stitch, I'm going to hold it, transfer the live stitch off the latch, snug on the work so it stays put. So that is what I have to do for each one all the way over there. So being able to back the yarn carrier up allows me to take care of my mistake. I want to go in very small increments here. So again, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to grab the stitch, go up, and then go down and snug it in so it stays put. And then we'll unknit over here. Beautiful. Could possibly unknit over there, yes. Snug up my yarn. I only need to go 20 more stitches. All right, so then once again, we want to secure, control, snug it up, lay it down. I don't know if you keep an eye on your stitches here. You can see this one's deciding to dance up. It's dancing up because there's nothing pulling on the inside. So we just back it up just a bit more. So that's basically the technique if you need to back up on a machine that can back up. And that is one of the benefits to having an antique machine that has that capacity and capability. So again, we want to undo this, then do that. Could do that there too. Yes, perfect. Snug it back up. I'm sure there's other methods of unknitting if you had to, but this works perfectly for Legare. All right, so I'm just going to continue that because it's basically repeating that. Once I kind of fix my mistake all the way back to here, I will simply, before that time, raise these needles on the left and then hide my yarn carrier over there to have full access to those without knitting them. And then kind of just complete the hanging of that technique all the way there. So my other project can be finished, and there you are. All right, I hope you like this video. Please feel free to like it and or give me your comments below on YouTube. Other than that, I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Karen Ramel. I can be found on YouTube, on Instagram, all over Facebook, CSM groups, and of course, I wish you a great day and or evening, depending on when this hits you. All right, bye.